be worn on the ear or around the neck. That's all they ever think about it. No other reason. Now, I'm not saying that the earring is wrong or the necklace
This
is
is a
wrong.
test.
Don't get your gun down. I'm simply saying that to some, that's all that it is. For some, it's just an icon to worship. They'll bow at the cross. Let me tell you something. If you bow at the cross, you need to be bowing at the cross for whom it represents and what he did. If we bow there at the cross. You see, they kneel at the cross and they pray over it. And then there are those who will hang it like a talisman over their bed or something to ward off evil spirits. I have difficulty with the way people view the cross. I mean, so that the Bible says in 1 Corinthians 1:23, we won't go there, they say that the Bible is a stumbling block. It was a stumbling block to the Jews. And that is where the Hebrew word, or excuse me, I believe what the Hebrew word was known as scandalon. It meant a trap, to get people caught up in a trap. It is where we get the word, our word scandal. We get caught up in a scandal. And they thought that the Gentile people thought that it was a scandal. The Jews did thought it was a scandal to be preaching the cross of Christ. That it was nothing more than a trap to get people to believe in a different religion. But also in that verse in 1 Corinthians 1:23, you will find it says that it is offensive. And that is where the Greek word is moria, M-O-R-I-A. And what that means is where we get our word moron. You see, the Gentiles really thought that it was a moronic insult to preach the cross of Christ so that men and women might be saved. But to a few, the cross is a symbol of power. The cross is a symbol of life, because it is there where we can go to ask Christ to forgive us of our sins. He forgives us, sends His Holy Spirit to live inside of us, and empowers us to live in this life to make a difference in all that we think, say, or do. So I trust that you are not like the sophisticated Greeks who think that the message is offensive. I trust that you are not like the Jews who think the message is simply a stumbling block. But us, read Colossians 1:24 sometime. Don't have the time to go through all of that. But you can foresee how the mankind would view the cross in a negative way if you go back and you study history. We just don't have the time to do that. But today I want to declare the message of the cross. I want to talk about what the message of the cross says for me and for you. It is a message it's filled with, I think, that is filled with the awesome power of God's changing ability, because it is the cross. It's not words from me, it is words from the cross, what God has for me and you. Now, if you are saved, then it is something that we ought to rejoice in. Would you agree? That we need to lift up the banner of the cross. We need to rejoice at the cross. We need to thank God for everything that He's done. But if you're here today and you have never asked Christ into your heart, you've never been born again, and we can explain that to be born again. It is to receive Christ so that you can have a new life apart from the one that you've been. If you've never been born again, if you don't have the new life, it is real simple. It was a moronic insult to preach the cross of Christ. Why he did just that quick? Because He loves you. So that men and women might be saved. But to a few that we could ever possibly understand. I pray today that you would. But first of all, to a few that the message of the cross is a symbol of power. The cross is a symbol of life, because it is. And when they had got Him, they took off the purple from Him. It is there where we can go to ask Christ to forgive us of our sins. He forgives us. Would you keep in mind that word? Sends His Holy Spirit to live inside of us, and is coming forward. And when they had crucified Him, there it is again, they parted His garment, cast His blood upon them, to live this life today, and it was the third hour, and they crucified Him. 3 times we find this idea that they crucified Him. It is a message of
That if
pain.
you are not like
It is a
the
message of
specification
suffering. It is a message of death. And you can't make anything else out of that. The word crucified means to be nailed.
Because if you are not like
that is what happened. The English word we have is excruciating. It comes from the Jews toward Jesus.
Okay, here we go.
What do you mean? He had come to this world as their Messiah, didn't he?
This is the test.
Of all the Old Testament prophets. He came to redeem them and to usher in the kingdom of God. That's what he did for them. They were looking for a conqueror. They were not looking for someone to come and die on the cross. So they stumbled all over the cross. Can I tell you something? The cross was never planned B. That was his purpose in coming, was to die on the cross. It could not have been circumvented. That was his plan from the beginning, was to die on the cross. What a tragedy that his own rejected him. What a tragedy that they would not receive him. It was a tragedy. And they not only showed, but they said words, we will not have this man to rule over us. You know, there are people walk out of church every Sunday. There are people that hear the message out on the street, and they say to themselves, we are not going to. It's also a message of transfer. Now you hold on here while I get my mule hooked up. It is a message of transfer. Somebody said to me, we're tired of you threatening to run. We're tired of you threatening to dance. It is a message of transfer. After man had done his best to ridicule and belittle the Lord, God turned the lights out on the cross. It was as if he was saying, you've done enough. That's enough, no more. You've mocked him enough, but during those hours of darkness, he suffered like he had never suffered before. You know why? In those hours, I want you to think of every sin you've ever committed. Every sin you've ever committed. Every sin you've ever committed.